Na pivot na.
Oh, Niyaki.
Janet.
Chris.
Alito.
CO.
Win na.
Chimichagma.
Kikadoos. Kick it
Madawa.
around.
Madawa ka.
Kunamante.
Unsti Huntedish.
Unsti Huntedish.
At the hay.
Mike together.
Chokma.
Chimichogma.
Chimichagma.
Hainepi.
Wala.
Stongo. O Istongo.
Stongo.
Oshkinyecha.
Shkinyecha.
Good morning. Good morning. Coming
Stongo.
live from 1950 South Shepherd
El.
in El Ghetto, Helltown, El Reno.
Yeah.
My name is Barry Boat. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. My name is Domingo Whiteman.
My name is Desiree Hamilton.
Sue?
Sue.
Yeah. Well, good morning. Good morning.
That's word.
Glad everybody could tune in.
That's word.
Yeah. Good morning.
I got to give a special shout out to my brother David,
David.
Mr. David Levi. We had we wanted to do something
job,
for the George Hawkins client, or I'm not going to call them
I don't know.
clients. George Hawkins students.
Brothers, sisters.
They graduate Tuesday. They completed their 90-day, going to be completing their 90-day program. So they missed the last speaker meeting that we had. So I figured, why not do something for them before, for November?
Yeah.
Because they missed the speaker meeting in October. So, Natalie, shout out to Nat.
Yeah.
She made some stew. She had a roast, and she cut up a roast and made some stew, cornbread, and we sat down last night and we shared a meal. I had David get up there and kind of talked about what it took for him to stay on the red road. And kind of the realization of what it was going to take to stay dedicated, to keep growing and learning, and man, he did such a great job. It made me like a little emotional while he was talking, because you just see that light in him, and you realize, the Creator is definitely working in his life.
Yeah.
I see him
job,
exceeding anything that I've been able to do. And not like I was but I mean, it's great when you see somebody come as far as he has.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. So do we have any comments?
Yes. We have Stacey Starr says good morning.
Good morning, Stace.
Good morning.
Nat says George Hawkins family. Leanna Thomas says good morning, fellas. Happy Friday.
Good morning, boo.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's my booze?
Yeah. Dang.
Anyways, JG
Good job, baby.
says, "What's good, fam? Sending prayers and blessings from Yoka Mono Lands here in the Central Valley of California."
Hey, appreciate you tuning in. Thank you.
Pamela
Appreciate you.
Woolworth says, "Good
Good
morning."
morning, Auntie. I
Oh.
ain't seen you on here in a while. I'm glad you could tune
Pam.
in. Auntie Pam. But yeah, it was interesting, so I'm glad we got to do that for the George Hawkins students. And it just felt good, man. It was, my brother David, he did a great job. So, I got to give him his props on, what he offers to the community. And that's he's part of the solution today. What more could you really ask for, from somebody who's willing to give back, and they give back in that way, his time, his effort, he he's that light, and I just appreciate who he is today. So that was amazing. It was a great meeting last night. So we have meetings here at 1950 South Shepherd in El Reno. Monday nights at 7. It's it's regular talking circle. Tuesday nights is a women's group. I believe it's going to be at 7 regularly. And then Wednesday is usually like our sweat night. That's usually the night we try to, not us as a circle going sweat, but some of our brothers, like it's what they do. That's what they do on their own. We just happen to be their little brothers, So we can kind of piggyback off of what they're doing. But it's kind of there's a lot of people in recovery, and man, it's that's a blessing within itself, to be able to go inside that lodge and do some step work. Like that that adds that sacred element to it. And then Thursday nights is our regular talking circle, and then Friday nights is our men's meeting, all at 7 o'clock here at 1950 South Shepherd. And it's, I don't know, I'm pretty amped up about the feeling that I had about about leaving that meeting last night. It was feels good, man. It feels good. I love the life that I get to live today. I get to. I get to live this life today.
job,
and it feels, it feels amazing. But
You think you can just go
Good
up?
job.
so
Oh.
So this weekend is Circle of Giving.
yes, Circle of Giving in Gary, Oklahoma.
Give 'em-
Who's all gonna be there?
no. Who's
Did you see that?
eh.
He didn't want to say I'm not. He just went
Immediately
I-
looked
I
at
don't-
me.
I
Yeah.
didn't- All Nations.
started scanning.
Yeah. uh,
You're not gonna be there this weekend.
yeah, I plan on it. If
No
something comes up.
confirmation.
Yeah.
Plan on it. Well, that's good. At least that's
Yeah.
It's in his heart.
it's in your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, in Gary, Oklahoma, at the ERC tomorrow, we are having our Circle of Giving, and basically, it's more or less a toy drive. We're trying to get some toys together for some kids that have been affected by substance use. Whether they're in the system or somebody nominated them. But it's our second year in a row having that, and I we get to
Yeah.
once again we get to try to do something positive for for our kids. So if you're not doing anything this weekend, come to Gary. And is it like it's not your traditional, like, are we gonna have specials and whatnot, Carmelo? I mean, but yeah, because we gotta have a head staff. We asked them just to bring toys, but if they want to have a special, we're not gonna be the ones to be like, no, we just So last year everybody just about had a special, huh? So I mean, that's okay too. That's okay too, but it's about raising some, getting some toys together for these kids. So if you're not doing anything, come check us out tomorrow. What time does it start?
2:00.
2 o'clock. So 3 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. Not 4:30.
Yeah. And social services is making the meal
And co-host.
and their co-host.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah, that'll be that, but that's All Nations Res Recovery Gourd Clan. It's not a tour thing, it's a Gourd Clan thing.
Yeah. All Nations.
So but yeah, that's what we'll be doing this weekend. Do we have anything else going on next week?
I don't think so.
I don't know, it's kind of
Black Friday.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. So.
Looking forward to the
But
food.
yeah. You know when Darian's on vacation,
Yeah,
so
he's in his thong already.
when the cat's away,
Hey.
you know,
The Mises play.
And then-
Yeah.
Yeah.
big rats will play.
Yeah.
God, big rats. Torta.
So yeah, but yeah, so you know, it's been an interesting week. But yeah, that's really,
Doing this life.
you know, if you're not doing anything, come check us out tomorrow in Gary.
Gary.
Yeah.
Why do we have it in Gary?
There's a
Do y'all
lot.
know?
I don't know.
You know why we have it in Gary? The Circle of Giving.
They got
Central.
2 ERCs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
too.
Plan A and Plan B.
Oh.
Mm. Wow. Wow.
Mr. Sweezy.
So yeah, so we will be in Gary tomorrow. Come and check us out. It'll be nice. You have anything you want to say before we jump off into this reading?
I think we got a few comments that popped in.
Yes. Stacy Starr says, I missed David's class. It was the highlight of my day when I was at South Coast.
Yes.
Mm.
Cassandra says, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
And JG
Morning.
shares his Red Road journey began back on 5/15/2014.
Oh, hey, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Give him a
job,
little,
Uncle.
Good
yeah.
job, Uncle.
Yeah.
Give him Theta's worker.
We can't hear it, but
White man,
Oh.
Kilo Less says, people will not, brother.
Yeah, but
What's up, brother?
Brother,
What's going on?
are you butt?
But
I seen
Buck.
Quita. I seen Quita the other day.
Yeah, at the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I seen her, Ira, and their
Oh,
kids at Canes. Yeah. Yep.
Cocaine.
Good to see them, her and Ira. Ira looks, I don't know why Ira looks funny to me with the mustache. His mustache looks fake to me. But yeah, always good to see family. Glad you tuned in, brother.
Yeah.
Drew Wilson
Jason.
says, if we can't attend the men's meeting, is there a way to go live?
No, you know, we've tried to work that out.
Yeah.
It just, it's hard because, you know, like there's some anonymity that has to happen, you know, when you have a meeting. You know, like I mean, you know, it would have to be up to the people that attend, but you know, when I'm in there pouring my heart out and I'm ugly crying,
Mm.
you know, yeah, snotting around, you know, it's, you know, I want that to be my business.
Yeah.
There are online meetings though. Yeah. There are online meetings though that you can attend. You know, every once in a while I'll get on one and I'll tune into my home group in Fountain Valley, California.
Cool.
You know, over at the Fountain Valley Alano Club. You know, Alonzo and Marco and all them good guys over there, you know. I that was my one of my favorite AA meetings. So, you know, there are ways to catch meetings online. Do you have any more comments before we?
Yes,
Jump
Stacy
right in.
says, if I can get a ride, I'll be there. And then Nat says, I'm bringing apples to y'all.
Yes.
So yes, thank you, Nat.
Yeah, there's 6 of us.
Good
5.
job, man.
Good job, Auntie.
5 of us.
Good job, Auntie.
Yeah, it's the red apples.
The red one.
Yeah, from Sprouts.
Mm.
I seen them on TikTok. I thought it was
Yeah, that's where
AI.
she's seen them. She just walked up and she said, "Here," and I was like,
Open
she's
your
just
mouth.
bringing me a regular ass apple. I'm like, she's like, "No, bite into it," and I bit into it, and it was, yeah, it was the pink one. So that was pretty, and it was sweet. It was real sweet. So yeah, that was pretty.
Julia Tarta says, good morning.
Good morning, Julia.
Oh.
Ha.
Andrea Alexander says good
Good
morning.
morning,
Oh, it's
Barbara
AA.
Zucchini.
Just kidding.
Stongo.
Mary Faye says kick a deuce. Have a great
Kick-a-deuce.
weekend.
Oh, kick it, dude.
Not
Dudahe.
sure where my
Dudahe.
grandson has us going this weekend, but the circle of giving is a possibility.
Oh, I hope you can
Mm.
make it. I hope you can make it. Dudahe.
Dudahe.
Tracy White Buffalo says, Grand Rising, everybody. Enjoy your
Hey.
blessings and enjoy the opportunity to be a blessing to others. Much love.
Easy.
Appreciate you, sis. Thank you for tuning in.
Good job, Auntie.
Thank you for tuning in.
Good morning to Bo Sam. She says, y'all have cool
job,
shirts
Auntie.
on today.
Oh, thank you. This is
Oh,
my Oto
oh.
shirt. I got this from the Otos.
Diabetes shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, diabetes wellness.
Mine's my Oto shirt.
My yellow.
When we went up there, we made drums with the Otos. So it's like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still kicking.
My yellow eagles.
It's one of my favorite shirts, actually. I don't even know what it says really, but I'm pretty sure it says Otos, Oto Nation or something. Something.
Turtles.
I don't know. I'm trying to look at my Oto guy over there, and he's
It's
not
one,
looking at me.
It's a one.
But yeah, my Oto shirt. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, Miss Sherry. Well, should we go ahead and jump off into this reading?
Yes.
You got your book ready?
Yeah.
Ha.
November 21st. Today says, in the absence of the sacred, nothing is sacred. Everything is for sale. Oren Lions, Onondaga,
Onondaga.
Onondaga,
Oren Lions.
Oren,
Oren Lions. Onondaga.
Oren.
Get into the
He
reading.
doesn't see it.
I was just letting you finish. The elders often say that when something is sacred, it has spiritual value. You'll hear on earth that there are secret spots. You'll hear our ceremonies are sacred, our children are sacred, marriage is sacred. When something is sacred, it means it's so holy you can't attach a value to it. Therefore, it's not for sale. It's an insult to suggest buying something sacred. On the other hand, if we look at it differently, as there is no sacred land, ceremonies are not sacred, our children are not sacred, etc., then everything is for sale. Sacredness creates spiritual space. Sacredness makes things holy. Sacredness shows respect for God. Great Spirit, let me honor things that are sacred. Mr. Bowtone, what you
I
think?
like that. You know, it puts me it always makes me think of what I used to think about myself before I got sober. You know, I didn't think a lot of myself. I didn't think I deserved a good life. You know, I didn't carry my way, you know, and I would still go to ceremony. I would still, you know, take part, you know, in certain things. But I didn't look at it as mine because it didn't match up with the way that I was living. You know, so I felt like if I was going to go and help out, it was to support those that actually live that way. You know, like does that make sense? You know, like I just wanted to support people who actually lived the way, you know, like they were traditional people. They were you know, some of our ceremonial leaders. You know, and they needed help. Maybe I could carry rocks, maybe I could cut wood. You know, maybe there's some, you know, maybe there's some work I could do, you know, on the side because, you know, I wasn't worthy of what was actually going on. I would go in there and pray, but, you know, I was probably, you know, no telling what those prayers sounded like. You know, and coming into sobriety, you start to learn more about love and respect. You know, you start to learn about how to love yourself. You know, how to respect yourself. You know, and then you start to learn, you know, as you get into more into well-briety, you start to see how everything, like things start turning into like a ceremony. and the way that, even the way I get to work, I come in, I clock in, I clean out the shell. Like those are like my first actions. I clean out the shell. I get another coal. While I'm getting that medicine ready, while I'm getting that cedar ready, I'm like saying a little prayer in my head, thanking God for these things, and real grateful, and then I'm able to take it to every individual, who wants some of that smoke. And like it's part of my day, it means a lot to me, because then I get a chance to check in with people. How you doing? Like, what do you how what you been up to? Like just kind of, just maybe like a little mental health check in with everybody. And it feels good to me. It feels sacred to me. But going before I get too far ahead of myself, like let me go back to when I first got sober. Understanding that, yes, I did used to be the problem. Like I was the problem. There's no way around that. Me being honest with myself, I was the problem. But when am I going to believe, if I don't believe that I'm also the solution, do I it's kind of like putting my recovery in somebody else's hands, which you never want to do. You never want to put your recovery in somebody else's hands. At some point I realized, like, you know what? Yes, I was the problem. But today, after having some clarity, after, working a few steps, after, going to all these meetings, doing the 90 and 90, I mean, like every suggestion that somebody had, like I was willing to do it. And before you know it, like I just realized one day, like, you know what? I am the medicine. Like is there's no simpler way I can put it, is that, yeah, I was the problem, but today I get to be the medicine. And when I'm thinking about the medicine, then I hold myself in a sacred manner. I love and respect myself. Like if I'm not important to myself, then who am I important to? Like it's like having that mindset that things are sacred. And just like it says, when it's not, then it's for sale. I remember when, yeah, I don't want to make it sound, but I remember being for sale. Yeah.
Dang. But
Buck. Buck.
but not in that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Buck.
My loyalty could be bought. My attention was always on the material things. I suffered spiritually. And when your spirit's off, man, it just throws, everything else is off. My emotions, were out of whack. My mentality was survival, and the people, places, and things, affected my physical. Like it all started spiritually. I was spiritually bankrupt, so I could be bought. Like my loyalty changed, over who had the sack, who had the bottle, like sometimes I would be the one on the outs with everybody, and it was just like, like it was a I'm trying to make sense of things when nothing in that world makes sense. When I think about, all the fear and the shame and the guilt, and everything that was going on, Like it doesn't make sense. I was angry. I was full of fear, shame and guilt. Like nothing made sense. And so, I can excuse or I can own what I was doing then. Because I don't have the clarity I have today. But today I get to carry myself in a sacred manner. Like I like to think of it as I can keep myself whole today.
Mm.
I keep myself whole, whereas before I was always, like just to make you feel better. Like I everybody got to eat, because if like if I was, I would just constantly. How could anybody respect me when I couldn't respect myself? Like I know how to keep myself whole today. I know how, I know how to carry myself in a sacred manner and understand that I am the medicine. So I mean, I'm just gonna keep repeating myself if I keep going, you know. But I mean, it's just that simple. I got a little bit of clarity. I got, a little bit of time under my belt. Not much, I'm still spiritually a toddler. I'm a spiritual toddler in my recovery. But I can say, I carry myself in a sacred manner today, and I know how to keep myself whole. And because of that, like I feel like a lot of good things have happened in my life, after learning how to do that. I'm not making any sense anymore. Just go ahead.
Words, bro. Ho,
Good
Mr.
job, Uncle.
Boatone. Mado. We got any comments?
David Deere says, good morning.
Oh, Stongo.
Bongo.
David.
Bo Sam said, so do I need to get y'all some cool shirts when you do
Yes,
our
you
jump
do.
class?
Oh, yes. Yes, Auntie.
Good
Good
morning,
job,
Isaac
Andy.
Rhodes.
Morning, people. Wouldn't up,
Mm,
brother Isaac?
mm.
Andrea Alexander says, long sleeve too with the feathers. Save one for me.
Oh.
I know,
She's
right?
talking about your sweater. Mingo.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Where'd you get that?
Diabetes.
You
yeah.
got that from diabetes.
Wellness.
Wow.
For
I should have got one a long time ago then.
yeah, for work.
Gotta be diabetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on your way to the gym that way.
Yeah.
Kiowa girl Kimberly says, good morning.
Hey, thank you for
Wow.
tuning in.
Good morning to Misty Hickson.
Good morning, Misty. People wouldn't up.
Niakit Rossi Harjo.
Y'all kid, brother.
Mm.
He said, I'm glad you guys are wearing socks today. Ha ho.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, right?
No hose in them. Bonus. Got new pair. Yeah.
Jana or Jana Wolf Necklace, sorry, probably messed your name up, says, good morning from Anchorage this morning.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
wow.
Anchorage.
Wow, he's
Wow.
traveling. She's the one that gave us our Res Recovery shirt.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Is it Jana or Jana?
Jenna.
Jana.
Jana.
Okay.
Jana.
Jana. And Tracy White Buffalo says, was sold. Talking about you.
Sold out.
Yeah. $500.
Yeah.
Used up guy.
Yeah. He's so cute.
Yeah.
Nah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
Random. That was random.
I know. It just came out.
white man Killer Less says to the guy in the front. And Andrea says, that's not us no more. Even there may be those who bring the past forward. We are spiritually beings on a journey.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you
job,
for
Andy.
sharing that.
Lisa Garza says, going nah relatives.
We're not.
No.
Kickapoo Tribe of Oklahoma. Clean date, April 14th, 2022.
Whoa.
Thank you for sharing that, sis. Thank you for tuning in with us.
She says, I would like to say happy birthday to my daughter, Vida Garza. She is back in Orange County at Magic House. Her
All
clean
right.
date is January 28th, 2024.
Happy birthday, Vida. You know, your mother's setting a great example for you. You know, I do want to share that. You know, Lisa is a great. You know, she's a good sister. You know, and since been back in Oklahoma, you know, like she's really carving out a way for people to follow in her steps. You know, so so happy birthday, Vita. I hope you have a
That's
good day
word.
today. But do you want to share, Mingo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What came to my mind was, I don't know, like being taught, sacredness of things, of family, our ceremonies. Like I would go to Sealand, and then my uncle and brother Evan, they moved down to the Concho Sundance grounds, and I was able to do that and work, get the fire. I say I used to like. I don't know why I used to like getting the fire started because I knew keeping that fire going, dig the hole, before they went in and keeping it because I knew that was gonna help the food cook and nurse, everybody that's gonna be helping. And they always tell me, when they're having a hard time in there, to don't let that fire burn out. Keep it going. It's hot, getting sunburnt, but it was, I don't know, it's just powerful. It's medicine, and it just always takes me back to our ceremony grounds, how sacredness it is, and going back to school and then going back to the other world and able to adapt, and it's like we talked yesterday, but able to balance them both out and being sacred and showing, it's very blessings to have that for our, all our tribes, all our nations around, the world, and able to go back to to, touch home, touch Mother Earth, and able what, the creator, our higher power, Mahio, and what he's given us on this earth for us to, pass on. And nothing's nothing's for sale. I feel like nothing's for sale. It's all here for you. It's all, you don't need to buy and have the nicest sweet grass braid. Hey, you know you the freshest of the fresh. And I keep my I keep some medicine in my powwow suitcase and when I travel. And I always it's always everywhere. Like it gets everywhere. Because throw my regalia in there and pack it up nice. But man, so it's always a blessing to smell that and able to touch it and thank Mother Earth, thank Mahio for, because when we journey, we go through a lot of, there's always bad medicine, bad people, bad things, and spiritual, because we don't know what they're going through. So, and I just feel like that sacredness, it's a blessing to me. So blessing to me and my family and everybody else, and even the ones that are in sickness, that's still in addiction and trying to figure themselves out and love themselves again. And just my word to you is just keep working on yourself, pray for yourself, and love yourself, your temple, able to appreciate who you are and what you are. You are the medicine. Yeah, you were the liar, the cheater. You did this and did that, but you can you're all them bad things, but you're also the medicine. Because what you do and how you affect things will, as everybody else, hurt people, and heal people,
Mm.
heal people. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's all I got. So
Mado.
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 Desi,
Go ahead, Des.
go ahead.
Let him have it.
um in the absence of the sacred, nothing is sacred, everything is for sale. I kind of thought of what you guys said. Like Mingo mentioned a temple, and it made me think like your body's a temple, and when you don't treat it sacred, you kind of harm yourself. And kind of going off what Barry said, he didn't physically, sell himself, but like his body was a temple and he wasn't in the best mindset. So
Mhm.
that's how he kind of neglected, his temple.
Yeah.
So your body's a temple and treat it sacred. And yeah.
That was great.
Mm.
That was great. Mm.
Ooh.
Lisa called me the body. Yeah.
They still
The
do.
bod.
Yeah. I'm just come on, bud.
Yeah. Papa bod. Yeah.
But you know, it's a great you know, it puts things into a perspective where you know, it gives me something else to think about. You know, like how can I apply this to my life today? You know, like because there's a teaching in there. You know, and what am I selling myself short on? You know, like where am I taking a shortcut because it's easier this way than it is that way? You know, like because you know that's just human nature. You see as a simple path, and that's the way you want to go.
Yeah.
You know, and when things get hard or you got to go against the grain, you know, it's my understanding that there's always a lesson in there.
Yeah.
You know, there's always a teaching that can be brought out of out of all of our struggles.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's a great way to maybe even maybe you have been sober for a while. Maybe it's another way to challenge yourself. You know, because that's one thing that I'm learning about this disease is that the more and more you keep learning about it, you know, like the more you can self reflect and see where you can improve your own life. You know, so I mean, thank you for sharing, Des. We
Yeah.
appreciate you. It's been a while. How come you ain't got on lately?
I've been busy.
Busy.
Well, yeah,
Admin stuff.
yeah, you are the only one around here that really works. So. I will say that much.
Yeah, and then when I was stuck yesterday, I was like, I don't know why I said anything. They can't help me.
Yeah. Does anybody? No. No. Hell no. Even if I do know.
I'm just talking out loud, I guess.
Yeah. Well, do we have any more comments before we get off here?
Andrea Alexander says, Mado Berry, different ways of sailing, not sail.
Yeah.
Good morning to James Scott.
Good morning, brother.
Mm.
Glad could tune in. Glad you could tune in.
And good morning to New Pathways Comanche Nation program.
Oh,
Kim
hey.
Sue Colley.
Sue.
Thank you for tuning in.
It's called
Madawaka.
And
Yep.
Daniel Givens, our last comment, says Dave was trying to auction him off at the Recovery Powwow, but there were no takers. Aw,
Dang.
man.
Dang it.
Poor thing.
Hey, Biscuit Hunker.
We need a poor thing sound or something.
Hey.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It is, there is one on there.
Is there?
Yeah, there is one, but I'm not going to show you. But yeah.
Do.
Mm.
But yeah, thank you for
Hey.
commenting, Biscuit Hunker.
Hey, China buns.
Biscuit hunker.
Yeah. So I want to say hello to Mama Fatty. Thank you for tuning
job,
in with
Mama
us.
Fatty.
We appreciate anybody that's able to. But yeah, so we have somebody tuning in from Anchorage.
Mm.
That's pretty awesome. And then California.
Yep.
Along the West Coast. We just need our Finger Lakes ladies to tune in. We have somebody in New York.
And then Billings.
Billings. But yeah, tomorrow we will be having All Nations Recovery. Gord Clan will be having their Circle of Giving, which is basically a toy drive in Gary, Oklahoma. Supposed to start around 2, and then I don't know how long we're going to be going. I think probably the majority of everybody might want to have a special, but you're not required to have a special. For our head staff, but yeah, that'll be what's going on tomorrow. I'm going to see the movie Wicked tonight.
Oh yeah. Then the OU game.
Then the OU game, yeah, that comes on at
They're
11.
playing Missouri, or is it Missouri?
Missouri,
Missouri.
misery.
Tigers.
But yeah, so Thomas plays tonight. They play in Hominy,
Yeah. Dang.
and then Hammond Warriors play tonight. You can watch them on Paragon.
Mm.
Hammond Warriors. Watch Kellen Dre. The boy can hoop.
Mm.
But yeah, but that's all I really got. You got anything, Des?
No, I don't. Have a good weekend.
Yes. Have a good weekend. But yeah, like, share, follow. Tell your mammy about us, and thank you everybody for tuning
Right,
in.
yeah.
Happy birthday,
Safe
Vida.
travels,
Uh,
Vida.
so we will see you hopefully tomorrow. I hope.